Okay, y'all know what time it is.
It's the world famous
Radio show with your boy, Corey Drumz. Hoffa at me.
HoffaAtchaIKEBoy.
Peace, my brother. It's Grand Wizzard Theodore from the Boogie Down Bronx. What's going on?
Grand Wizzard Theodore. What's good, family?
I'm good, man. We slipping and sliding out here. What's good with you, man?
Man, I already know, man. It's crazy.
Yes, sir.
No doubt, no doubt. Let me give you the proper introduction before we even get started, all right?
Yes, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, right now on the line, HoffaAtchaIKEBoy. We got one of the legends of this game right here. One of the pioneers, one of the people that set it off from the gate. Grand Wizzard Theodore. What's good, my G?
Yes, sir. Just trying to stay busy, man. Trying to stay relevant.
No doubt. You can't try to stay relevant, man. You him. Come on now. So what you been up to the past couple of years, brother?
Just been doing a lot of traveling, teaching my classes at the Scratch Academy here in New York City when I'm in town. We got a Scratch Academy here in New York City. We got one in Chicago. We got one in Miami. Nice. And we just trying to, open up another one. And, just got back from Australia, Japan, and just trying to stay busy.
No doubt, no doubt. Now, how do they receive you over there in Japan?
Oh, lovely, man. I mean, it's amazing because they know more about the art form, the culture, than the people that here live in the United States, man.
Indeed. True indeed. I heard it's crazy over there. Y'all go over there and it's like y'all are rock stars. You know what I mean? Oh
yeah, definitely, man. It's just good to be, all the hard work and all the blood, sweat, and tears we put into this art form, this culture, to be, received like that. It's a good feeling.
No doubt, no doubt. And you definitely deserve it, big bro. Real talk.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Thanks.
Oh, man. Now, how did you get started DJing, man?
I got started DJing through my brother Mean Gene and Grandmaster Flash. Mm-hmm. When I seen them DJ with two turntables and a mixer, I was hooked, man. From day one, I was hooked.
All right, no doubt, no doubt. Now they got you listed as the inventor of the scratch. Now, I want to hear the story straight from you. You know what I mean? Because I know what they say in the other stuff. You know what I mean? They don't really give it accurately. So I want to make sure I get the accurate story. How was scratch?
Well, actually, I invented the needle drop before I invented the scratch. Well, how I invented the needle drop is, my mother had one of those coffin record players in her house where you lift the top up and you look inside and you see the turntable inside with the radio, and then in the front it has the TV and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, I used to play the 45s, and when you got to the break part of the 45, I used to skip the needle back to the break part, not knowing that I was developing a style called the needle drop.
Right.
And once I got on the big boy turntables, the art form, was already there,
Right.
And then in 1975, when I was 12 years old, my principal was in my last year of junior high school, and my principal played music through the loudspeakers. And a friend of mine convinced my principal to let me make a cassette tape. So I went home to make a cassette tape, and back then, the way we made our cassette tapes were we took the boombox, put it in front of the speaker, and pressed record. That's how we made all of our cassette tapes, back in the early days.
Right.
So the equipment that we used when we practiced on was in my mother's house.
Mm-hmm.
And I got the kind of mother where she don't raise her voice, she don't argue, she don't fuss. She just starts singing like Mike Tyson. That's what my mom's is. God bless her. Anyway,
right.
I'm in the house. I'm making my cassette tape. And the music was so loud in the house to the point where my mom's came and she bust in the room. And when she bust in the room, I thought I was going to actually get a black eye before I actually, finish this cassette tape.
Yeah.
I don't know if she was feeling good that day or what. She told me to turn the music down or turn the music off. So those couple of seconds, which seemed like an eternity, I was playing the record on my right-hand side and holding the record on my left-hand side. And when she came in the room and told me to turn the music down, when she startled me, I turned up both levers on the mixer, which means I could hear both records at the same time.
Right.
So when she was telling me to turn the music down and turn the music off, I was doing a baby scratch. When she left the room, I finished my cassette tape, and when I rewound it back to the part where she came in the room, I can hear myself baby scratching. I was like, wow, I can incorporate this into, all the other things that I do as a DJ.
Yeah.
So I practiced another couple of days, another couple of hours, different records, and that's how I became the scratch. In 1975, when I was 12 years old.
That's what's up, man. And that scratch went a long.
Yeah, man.
That scratch went a long way, brother.
Yeah, man. You got scratches in Pamper commercials, car commercials, food commercials.
Everything.
So many different commercials, man. So
yeah, man.
It is what it is. You know.
Scratching on Pac-Man. Stop playing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I hope you got a check, man. They better be sending you a check for that.
Well, I mean, I've been compensated in other ways, man. So I'm happy, man. I'm very happy.
No doubt. Now, tell me how you first got down with Flash.
Well, actually, my brother Mean Gene was down with Flash,
okay.
And I was like, I was down with the crew. I used to help them carry their equipment when it was time for them to do a party or something like that. I helped them carry their equipment.
Mm-hmm.
They had this place in New York City in 42nd Street called Downstairs Records.
Right.
And people used to go to Downstairs Records, and they had a place where you could go buy albums or 45s and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I used to go down there and buy 45s and stuff like that, and they had a pinball machine where if you hit 10,000 points on the pinball machine, you would actually be able to get a free 45.
Right.
So me being a pinball wizard, I used to end up, just hitting 10,000 points on the machine and getting free 45s and bringing them back up to my brother Mean Gene and Flash and stuff like that. And then it got to the point where Flash and my brother Mean Gene decided to go their separate ways. Mm-hmm. And when they went their separate ways, that's when we formed the L Brothers, and that's when I came to the forefront and really started to get into the DJ thing.
No doubt. Like you DJ'd at most of the most famous spots back then in New York. What was your favorite spot to DJ at?
My favorite spot to DJ at, I mean, back in the days, the summertime was the time for all the DJs to showcase themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Do a lot of block parties and stuff like that. So when the weather got cold and we started having our flyers, people will remember us from playing inside the parks and stuff like that.
Right.
But my favorite places to play is definitely the high schools, man, like Atlanta High School, the TAL
mm-hmm.
and stuff like that, Davidson Projects. Those were the places that, I love to play at, man, because you get to, get a wider variety of people, playing at all the high schools and stuff like that,
No doubt. Now that's something that's kind of missing right now in hip hop, like you said, the park jams and those kind of local parties that you guys used to do back in the days. They don't really do that as much nowadays.
Yeah, what we do is every year here in New York City, in the Bronx specifically,
mm-hmm.
we do a park jams called Katona Park Jams.
Right.
And we do them every year, and we have all the DJs come out, like myself, Bambada, Red Alert,
mm-hmm.
Jazzy J. We invite a lot of DJs from Philly, like Cash Money, and Rasheem and them and stuff like that, and Tap Money and them. We invite all the DJs to come down to the Katona Park, and we show our appreciation to all the people when we do Katona Park jams, and we do like all 5 boroughs and stuff like that.
Yeah, I've been to the Katona Park joints. Bananas.
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I came from the Park Jam era, so I'm from Queens, so I was going to all the projects and stuff like that, and we was doing them in Jamaica Park. And I actually do an event here in Jamaica, in Hollis every year called Jamaica Park Day, and we do the same thing. We bring the DJ back out and show that whole vibe of community party that we used to have back in the days that they don't really have nowadays. You know what I mean? So that's dope. That's definitely. I definitely would love you. I would love for you to come out next this year to JP Day, man, and turn it up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, that won't be no problem, man. Not a problem.
Definitely, that's what's up. So now, besides Flash and your brother, what other DJs inspired you?
Definitely Bambaataa inspired me because not only as a DJ, but Bam as a leader. When he formed the Zulu Nation and stuff like that, and him, teaching people about our culture, about our ancestors and stuff like that, which is very important,
right.
today. And opening my eyes to a more broader music base, like Bambaataa. He was the first person when I went to his block parties or went to Bronx River, and he started playing reggae music and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And playing Elvis Presley and stuff like that, and just playing Pygmy Marham and Dolomite and stuff like that, playing music that I really don't get to hear all the time. So that broadened my eyes to a more wider base of music and stuff like that. Then you got Kool Herc that came out with the big sound system and stuff like that, and playing, the Mexican and Baby Huey, Listen to Me and stuff like that, and then, watching Pete DJ Jones, who just passed away recently, God bless him. Me, seeing him playing music for people that's 25 years and over, and hearing his big sound system playing Barry White, and Al Green and stuff like that, so, and those are the people that, I basically looked up to, and Disco King Mario and people like that, I looked up to these people because all of them brought a different flavor to the art form, to the culture that, we call hip-hop, you know?
No doubt. I mean, and you guys y'all were crate diggers, basically. I mean, like you said, you guys were playing stuff that normally you wouldn't hear. And, I mean, right now, a lot of DJs aren't really crate diggers. They're basically just playlisters. When I teach my class at the Scratch Academy, we go, before we start the class, we go around the room and ask people, what's their name, what's their age, what genre of music they listen to, and where they from. And a lot of people say, oh, I like hip-hop music and stuff like that. And then after you go around the room and talk to everybody, I explain to them that in order to be a DJ, you have to like all kinds of music. You have to like the Motown music. You have to like rock music, love songs, drum and bass, electro, tech, funk, R&B. You have to like all kinds of music if you want to be able to work. If you just like hip-hop, then you won't be working that much. Right. Right.
You gotta have open genre of music, man. You have to like everything, man. You have to, have your mind open to all genres of music so that you can, broaden your horizons, man. That's very important.
No doubt. I mean, that's where blending came from. Blending came from the mixture of hip hop to all that older music.
No doubt.
And it merged the two. You know what I'm saying? Shout to all the DJs, man. I got to salute all the DJs out there that really put it in, man, real heavy.
Because it's it's like the DJ, the DJ owns the records, the equipment, the microphone, the speakers, and everything. And then the DJ comes and brings the music out in the park and starts DJing. And then when it's time for him to make flyers and stuff like that to do his jams, he called a graffiti artist and let the graffiti artist, format the flyer and stuff like that, And another person that we lost was Buddy Esquire and stuff like that. He was like one of the great flyer kings, man, that made a lot of flyers for us, and he just passed away about a week or so ago, man. So it's really sad that we losing all of these people like this, man. So
no doubt,
it's really sad,
No doubt.
Really sad.
No doubt. That's why I'm glad I'm able to talk to fellas like yourself and a lot of the other brothers I've been kicking it with, so that they can keep these memories alive. And a lot of these stories, like I tell a lot of people, if you weren't from New York, you don't really know all this stuff. You know what I mean? This is something. A lot of this stuff is something that you can only get from New York, because this is where it started. And when everybody else kind of got it, it was maybe like 15, 20 years later, after you guys were already doing it. You know what I mean? So a lot of those stories got lost. They got lost in the mix, basically. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's up to you guys to really, voice that and let it be known that these situations and these people were here. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people, don't get the credit because they're not known. You know what I'm saying? So when you mention people like that, that's a great thing. It's letting people know, do a little bit more research, go deeper than the people that you may know. Because there was always somebody that inspired them. You know what I mean? They just didn't get known like that,
Yeah, because you got people, I go around the world and, a lot of people seem to ask like the same questions and stuff like that. And I remember one of the, I think I was in Scandinavia.
Uh-huh.
And I was in a town called Oslo. And Oslo is a city where the sun stays up all day long and the sun goes down at 12 o'clock midnight.
Right.
And it comes back up 3 hours later.
Wow.
So it's only dark 3 hours. It's only dark, 21, 22 hours?
Yeah.
So 21 hours in the day, it's dark. And then the other 3 hours is no, I'm sorry. It's vice versa. 23 hours is light, and then it gets dark.
Right.
It's just crazy, man. It's crazy, And I was asked the question, like, saying you guys, you guys invented hip hop. How you feel about being a part of that? I was like, well, first of all, we didn't invent hip hop. We reinvented hip hop.
Right.
Hip hop was always here. We just reinvented it and gave it a name. Hip hop has been here since the beginning of time.
Right, no doubt.
You had our ancestors and stuff like that used to, there was no television, there was no electricity. So how were you entertaining the kids?
Right.
So you had the kings and stuff like that in a village. They sit the kids around the campfire and tell them stories.
Right.
So when the king got the kids around the campfire telling them stories, that's the sign of the MC.
Right.
And then you got the village people that bang on their drums, and then you got the other village people that dance to the drums.
Right.
So that's the DJ and the B-boy right there.
Right.
And then you go inside the caves and you see the hieroglyphic on the wall that tells you, what language they spoke, what letters they used, what utensils they used to eat with, what utensils they used to hunt with, what animals they favored, or what animals their rituals to and stuff like that, or what gods they pray to. And you see all that on the wall, and that's the graffiti artist.
Right.
So all that was here already. It's just that we reinvented it and called it hip hop.
No doubt. No doubt. My pops used to always tell me stuff like that too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So that's what it is and stuff like that. And to people that's trying to get into hip hop, it's best to learn about all the ancestors that put the blood, sweat, and tears into this art form, into this culture that made it what it is today. It'll make you better at your craft. You want to be an MC, learn about, the early MCs like Melly Mel and Cowboy and Fantastic Five and Cold Crush and Dream Machine and Treacherous 3 and Kool Moe Dee and Dougie Fresh and the Get Fresh Crew and people like that. Learn about them. If you want to be a DJ, that's when you start learning about Kool Herc and PTJ Jones and DJ Flowers and Lovebug Starsky and DJ Hollywood and stuff like that, and the graffiti artists like the Patch Crew and stuff like that. Learn about everybody that put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, into this art form, to this culture, man, and to make you better at your craft, No
doubt. No doubt. Like you said, overseas they seem to get it that way. You know what I mean? And I don't understand why in the U.S. they don't really grasp that concept too much. You know what I mean? I know for myself that, I did a lot of college radio and stuff like that, a lot of freestyles on Stretch Armstrong, Bobbito, and Wild Man Steve during the 90s. And I'm actually getting copies of that stuff from Europeans. You know what I mean? I'm looking for it. I'm like, yo, I'm looking for these old freestyles, and I'm getting it from people in Norway, in England, and nobody here has it. It's like, how did they get it over there to a local radio station from over here? You know what I mean? In Long Island or in Manhattan or whatever. How do these people have these tapes over in Norway? You know what I mean? But that's because they do the research. They really want to know what this really is.
Yep, exactly. And people here, people here are spoiled, and they take things for granted.
True.
You know, I remember when people used to, you know, come up to us and like ask for our autographs. Now people come up to us and say, "Yo, here's my tape." You know, so now it's like, I remember when it was only a couple of thousand DJs. Now it's millions of DJs now.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I mean,
so it's just, you know, it is what it is, man. No?
Like, everybody's a rapper. Everybody's a DJ. You know, so everybody's a producer. They made it kind of easy with all the technology right now.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
exactly.
So you just plug and play. You hop on and you it, apparently.
That's it. Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But we know the truth. We could tell. We could tell a real MC. We could tell a real DJ. We could tell a real b-boyer. We could tell a real graph artist. You know what I'm saying? We know the difference because they don't copycat. They do their own thing.
Yep.
You know what I'm
No
saying?
doubt. No doubt. So, you know, it's just, you know, Ice-T. Let me see. Myself, Ice-T, the Force MDs, Chubb Rock, and Mickey Benson, which is Ice-T's manager, we did this campaign called Men Awareness, where we encourage men to go, you know, to the doctor's office and make sure they get checked out and make sure they get their, you know, regular checkups and stuff like that. Because, you know, you got people, you know, just all of a sudden dying from heart attacks and strokes, and, you know, we got a high rate of people who got high blood pressure, people are diabetics, and people anemics. You know, people are not, you know, going to the dentist and going to the doctor's office and really, really taking care of themselves. And people are just, you know, passing on and stuff like that. And we trying to figure out, like, why is people just, you know, all of a sudden this person had a heart attack, or this person is like really obese and all of a sudden has from a heart attack, and this person has high blood pressure, and, you know, trying to teach people to eat right and stuff like that. Me, myself, just the last 3-4 years, you know, I've stayed away from Chinese food, pizza, fried food, no processed food, you know. I eat a lot of steamed vegetables, eat a lot of steamed fish, you know, steamed salmon and stuff like that. I don't drink no more. I don't smoke no more and stuff like that. You know, I don't drink no sodas. I drink a lot of water. I try to stay away from a lot of sugary drinks. So people will be like, so what do you eat, you know?
Right.
I mean, there's still a lot of stuff out there, you know, like, I'm a kind of person where I used to get up in the middle of the night and trying to get sweets and stuff like that. So now, when I get up in the middle of the night, I got fruit in my refrigerator, you know, slice some apples, eat some mixed berries, mixed nuts, you know, a lot of water and stuff like that. So I want to try to take care of myself because I want to be able to, you know, I want to be here, you know. So that's where I'm at right now, you know. No
doubt. I know a couple of years ago that became something really big when we lost Heavy D. We had Kool Herc had his health issues.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And the big thing was health insurance for music artists. You know what I mean? For entertainers. A lot of people don't realize that there isn't a specific medical plan set up for entertainers. You know what I mean? And I mean, you got After out there, but I mean, After charges an arm and a leg to be down with in the first place. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't have that upfront bread to pay that. You know what I mean? But I think that's very important. To bring the awareness more to the forefront, and to actually start thinking about how can we form something like some sort of a health insurance for entertainers. You know what I'm saying? Especially hip hop. You know what I mean? Because like you said, we don't really go to doctors, man. That's something we don't do.
Yeah. And if I knew then what I know now, you know, I would be more healthier than I am now. I mean, there's no such thing as one being in 100% health because, the human body is not perfect.
Right.
There's nothing on this earth is perfect but the man upstairs,
Mm-hmm.
And I just try every day, man, to make sure that I try to eat right, try not to be stressed out, trying to surround myself around positive people because stress is a bad killer too, man,
Right. Right. Most definitely.
That's a serious killer, man. So, I just hope, I just hope that people, be aware, man, that, that the food that we eat, man, is definitely killing us, man.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
The food that we eat is definitely killing us, so we need to know what to eat and know what not to eat and make sure that we go to the doctor's office and get our regular checkups and stuff like that, man. Colonoscopies, man. You know what I'm saying? Blood pressure checked out, everything, man. But then again, like you said, a lot of people don't have the health care and stuff like that.
Right.
In other countries, they got free health care.
Right, exactly.
Free. I never knew that.
Yeah.
I never knew that. You go to countries, I think countries like Germany and London and all that, I think the health care is free.
Yeah. Canada.
Yeah, so, big people having babies and stuff like that, all that's paid for and stuff like that.
Right.
And Kengo from UTFO has been working vigorously, man, since I can remember, man, to try to see if he can get health care for hip-hop pioneers and hip-hop people in general. I mean, you got people like Lil Wayne, Jay-Z, Kanye West, all these guys, they don't have to worry about health care.
Right.
They just go to the doctors and get done whenever they need to get done and just pay for it.
Exactly.
No problem. But, you have people like Kool Herc that, his kidneys went bad and he went to the hospital and they probably tell him like, well, in order for us to take care of you, you got to give us $25,000, $30,000, up front.
Right.
Before we even think about checking you and stuff like that. And it shouldn't have to be like that, man. It shouldn't have to be like that.
Exactly. We got to figure something
be a better way.
We definitely have to figure something out.
There's got to be a better way, man.
I mean, there is a better way. It's just a matter of putting everybody on the same page. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely, man.
And with people like you talking about it, and I mean, the more people hear it, the more solutions we can come up with, and hopefully we can come up with a solution real soon before we lose somebody else that we're not supposed to just because they didn't have health insurance.
Yeah. And the government don't want us to know about the natural herbs and stuff like that relieves blood pressure. You know what I'm saying? You have herbs out there that actually relieve blood pressure.
Right.
You have herbs out there that repairs the organs and the spleen and the kidneys and the liver and stuff like that. You have foods and drinks out there that restores all that.
Right.
But the government don't want you to know about that because people being sick. They make money off of people being sick, man. Ain't that something?
Yep.
Now, if people stop being sick, then the doctors and the government out there can't make their money, man. So there's a lot of herbs and stuff out there that our ancestors used, man, that help, man, with high blood pressure, help with diabetes and stuff like that. There's a cure for all of this stuff already. They're not telling nobody. There's a cure for diabetes. There's a cure for heart disease. There's a cure to unclog your arteries and stuff like that. They ain't telling us that, man, because they didn't make no money.
Right.
Shame.
Exactly. No doubt. That's real right there. So y'all hear that, right? Make sure y'all stop getting sick. Making these doctors and hospitals and pharmaceutical companies rich, and stop lining the pockets of the morticians because they getting paid.
Yeah. You have people in different countries, and it'd be like, well, wow, it's you have some. I think you have some people in China. I think it's China or Japan or both places where people don't have high blood pressure. People don't die from heart disease. Wow, what are these people eating?
Right.
I mean, back in the days, people were eating those Chinese apples.
Right.
not knowing that these Chinese apples, not only do they taste good, but they had all of these antioxidants in it.
Right.
You know, we never learned about antioxidants and omega-3s and stuff like that. We never knew about all that stuff back in the 80s and back in the 70s. Nobody was telling us about omega-3s, fish oil and stuff like that, olive oil. Instead of us cooking with lard and stuff like that, you know, people, cook with olive oil now and stuff like that. Right. Then you have the cholesterol and stuff like that. We never knew about cholesterol back in the early days. We never knew about all that stuff, about cholesterol, eating, fatty acids, the good acids, the bad acids. Mm-hmm. We never knew about all that stuff. But now that we know about all that stuff, it's kind of too late for some people.
Right.
But it's not too late for all.
Right.
Then you got people, I want to breastfeed my baby. Why are you going to breastfeed? Because that's the best way to do it, breastfeed. I remember feeding my son Similac that was getting him sick. That Similac stuff.
No doubt.
What are they putting in the milk right now?
Yeah.
You got men drinking some kind of milk that has soy in it, and they getting breast. So you wonder what's going on here.
Right. Right.
So it's just deep, man. I just hope that people will read up, man, and know what all of these companies is doing, man, putting in our food, man, our chicken and our meat and our red meat and stuff like that, man. I just hope people will read up and know what's going on, man, what's being done to us, man.
No doubt.
It's crazy.
No doubt. Most definitely. Now let me ask you this: out of the DJs that are in the forefront today, which ones are your favorite?
It's funny that you asked that. I've seen like a lot of stuff on like the websites and stuff like that where people say, "Well, wow, who's the best DJ out?" and stuff like that. I feel that there's no such thing as a perfect DJ. Just like there's no such thing as a perfect human. Right. You have to break DJs up into different categories. Okay, who's the best DJ in scratching? Who's the best DJ in party rocking? Who's the best DJ in blends and stuff like that? Right. That's how I would characterize DJ. Now, me myself, I like DJs like Jazzy Jeff, because he can go and rock any party rock any party. He can play any kind of music, and the crowd would love him and stuff like that. And then you got guys like Q-Bert, Right. He's like considered like the best scratcher on this planet Earth,
Yeah.
And then you got DJs like Cash Money from Philadelphia, which he's definitely a good party rocker and stuff like that. And then you got guys like the Executioners and stuff like that, Rob Swift and Rock Waiter, God bless him. These guys are good battle DJs and stuff like that. So it's like different DJs got different categories and stuff like that.
Right. Who would you say?
Right now, my favorite DJ right now would definitely be Jazzy Jeff, man. From his Fresh Prince, man. Yeah, because he can go and just rock any party, man. He came on tour with us when we did the Scratch movie and stuff like that. We was on tour for like 21 days and stuff like that. And he's just a phenomenal DJ, man. Phenomenal DJ.
No doubt. That's dope. That's what's up. That's definitely what's up. Yep. Now, what do you think of the state of hip-hop right now?
I don't think there's nothing wrong with hip-hop right now. It's just that the rap music is poisoning a lot of things, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I wouldn't, you know what? Yeah, I wouldn't really say poison, but I say that people should know the difference between hip-hop and rap music.
Right.
Which is two totally different things.
Right.
Sorry to say, rap music, rappers spit the lyrics, they pulling down people, man. MCs are spitting lyrics that's lifting up our people. That's the difference between hip-hop and rap music. Now, you got you know, you got the radio stations, you know, you got the record companies out there that's putting out this music, man, that's really poisoning, you know, a lot of people's minds out there, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, yeah, I got no problem with a rapper talking about, you know, himself selling drugs and how many women he had and how much, you know, drugs he sold and stuff like that. I ain't got a problem with that.
Right.
But at least at the end of the record, say, well, I used to do that. I don't do that no more. I rap now. I don't do all that no more. Right. You know, trying to give the people, trying to tell them what your therapy is, and try to tell them what the end results is.
Right. Don't
just go out there and say, well, you know, all I do is shoot people all day and call women out of their names and glorify drugs and sell drugs to my people and trying to kill my people with all these drugs that's out. At least at the end of the record say, well, you know, I used to do that. I don't do that no more. All I do is just write my rhymes and entertain people.
Right.
You know?
Right.
I got no problems with that. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel that people should definitely tell their stories.
Right.
You know? But don't make it seem like, you know, a lot of these up and coming rappers out here think that the first thing you have to do is sell a bunch of drugs, you know, go in the studio, you know, cut a record, you know, and then that's what everybody's doing. Everybody's like, you know, sticking people up in the streets and robbing banks and blowing up buildings and doing all this and thinking that that's how you become a rapper. No, that's not how you become a rapper, you know?
Right.
And I just hope that the younger generation, you know, will wake up and know the difference between rap music and hip-hop music.
That's
you know? I'm not sitting here saying that I hate rap music. I'm not saying that I like rap music. It's like rap music and hip-hop music is like the yin and the yang right now.
Right.
You know? And I'm not going to lie. If I do a party and someone asks me to play Lil Wayne, I'm gonna play Lil Wayne. It's not a problem.
Right.
You know? I just wanna balance everything out by playing Dead Prez or something like that. Right. You know? Or playing Talib Kweli or something like that. You know?
Right.
I just want to be able to balance everything out. But the radio stations are not balancing everything out.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
You know? So that's where I'm at. I don't want people to give me the impression that, Grand Wizzard Theodore don't like rap music. No, I'm not sitting here saying I don't like rap music. I just want people to know the difference between rap music and hip hop music, which is two different things. You know?
Most definitely. That right there is very important. That's very important, man. Matter of fact, me and my man was just talking about that last week after the Grammys. And we were talking about the Kendrick Lamar, Macklemore situation. And I was asking, should hip-hop just boycott the Grammys or just separate itself from it totally? Because I don't have a problem with Macklemore winning Grammys. I don't have a problem with him at all. But I felt that by with everything that Kendrick Lamar put in to making hip-hop last year, he deserved a Grammy. You know what I mean? And they didn't give him a Grammy at all. So I was asking if hip-hop community should just boycott those kind of situations. And my man was like, nah, what we need to do is have two different categories. Have a rap category and then have a hip-hop category. You know, put Future and them in the rap category and put the Nas's and them in the hip-hop category. And let's do it that way. And when he said that to me, I was like, you know what, that does make sense. It makes more sense than just boycotting the award itself. You know what I mean? But now we got to get them to be willing to do that. You know what I'm saying? So more people have to speak up about it and say, listen, we're not really happy with y'all just lumping us in as a whole as rap music. You know what I mean? Like you said, hip-hop is totally different. It's a totally different ideology. It's a different feel. It's a different subject matter. It's just different. I mean, both of them, we rap on both kind of records. But a hip-hop, like you said, an MC is one thing and a rap is another thing. And people need to start knowing that. You know what I mean? So hopefully...
Yeah, because it's like a lot of rap music is getting a lot of bad press.
Right.
A lot of negativity, a lot of glorifying drugs, glorifying a lot of violence, glorifying gang members.
Right.
That's one of the reasons why the Grammys don't want to touch none of that, because, you know, they feel that, oh, you know, they have all these award shows and all these guys are having these big fight melees, and, you know, people, a lot of negative attitudes and a lot of negative things going on backstage and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. They don't want to touch that. And they figure, you know, hip hop is you know, is African Americans and stuff like that, and we still trying to get across the other racial lines.
Right.
You know, the Grammys been here ever since. Right. You know.
No doubt.
And hip hop is a new entity, a new art form that's coming in. So until we are accepted, that's when they're going to start, you know, incorporating it into the Grammys. Because we have to understand that the Grammys is being done by other people, another entity. Right. You know, a very strong entity. Right. You know. Right. And they have a lot of power in this world. And we still trying to get across the racial barriers, and then at the same time, we are giving, you know, hip-hop is getting a bad rap as far as, like, you know, like I said earlier, people glorifying drugs, people calling women out of their name, you know, gang violence. Mm-hmm. You know, hip-hop is a lot of negative things are clamped onto hip-hop. Right. And a lot of these people and a lot of these companies don't want that rubbed off on them. You know, so that's one of the reasons why, you know, rap music is not, you know, incorporated into the Grammy because of the bad negativity that comes along with it. Right. True. You know, so what has to happen is, you know, the rap music has to be cleaned up, man. You know what I'm saying? And I feel that if like people like the Sugar Hill Gang, you know, Grandmaster Flash, and you know, stuff like that, and then you have the Crash Crew and Dougie Fresh and all that. Right. If these were the groups that was in the Grammys, that was going up against the Grammys now, I think it'd be a lot more Grammys given to hip hop. Right. Because, you know, of the clean style of Dougie Fresh and you know, Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five and Cold Crush Brothers, the Fantastic Five. If all of these groups was to be going up against other people in the Grammys, I think it'd be a lot more Grammys given out. But like I said earlier, you know, being at rap, a lot of negativity things has come down with the rap music. These guys are getting into car accidents, people getting shot, and crews going up against crews, and glorifying drugs, and that's really negative, you know? Where you have these clean-cut R&B artists, you know what I'm saying? Right. So that's probably why the Grammys hasn't really accepted hip-hop yet, because they're looking at all the negative things that's being, you know, that's being in the press right now. Right. So until rap cleans itself up, it's going to be really hard, man, for that to happen, man. You know, Kendrick Lamar, you know, was put in there because, you know, he sold a lot of records, man. He sold a lot of records. Yeah. You know, and he came out of Dr. Dre's camp and stuff like that. And then you look at Macklemore. You know what I'm saying? Right. His skin, you know, the audience that he's targeting, these guys were independent. Right. They were independent. So, you know, that's where it's at. So
they also ran on a pro-gay ticket, though.
Yeah. And then that's why a lot of people look forward to the BET Awards, to the Soul Train Awards. It's okay. Well, this is our people, you know. Right. I mean, you look at the Soul Train Awards, you look at the BET Awards, and look how many, you know, different ethnic groups that's getting awards. Right. You know, you had Justin Timberlake getting an award, then you had Robin Thicke getting an award. Right. And people like, you know, I mean, why these guys are getting awards from, you know, like, stuff like that? I mean, you know, people, I see in the papers, people say, like, you know, how could you guys let Robin Thicke and how can you guys let Robin Thicke and Justin Timberlake take over R&B?
Right.
And I said, first of all, Robin Thicke and Justin Timberlake, their producers are black.
Right.
Their writers are black.
Right.
So how you gonna sit there and say, how could you let them take over R&B? Come on. I mean, people gotta, you gotta understand what you're talking about before you start going out there talking about stuff.
No doubt. No doubt. Well, I just want to thank my big bro, Grand Wizzard Theodore, for stopping by and hopping at your IKEBoy. You know what I mean? You already know what it is, man. We do this every Saturday, 3 to 6 p.m. Eastern, noon to 3 p.m. Pacific time on WWRN Radio.us. Once again, it's your boy, Corey Drumz, man. Hoffa at me early.
WWRN. We're what radio needs.
Tune into the HoffaAtchaIKEBoy Radio Show every Saturday, 3 to 6 p.m. Eastern. That's noon to 3 Pacific time on WWRN Radio.us. Escape from all of them pains. No more hurting. Ain't no pleasure coming from fault. This pain certain. I'm staring in the mirror, reflecting on all my demons. Looking for an answer to justify all my reasons. We honor those that rise to the top, and then we kill them. Intrigued by all the bitches, but never respecting women. And never truly grasp at the fact we kings and queens, but glorify the crimes we commit out of our greed. We slaves to a system that lied and told us we freed. Traded ankle shackles, but minds remained in bondage. Material became the new master, holding us hostage. Most will know the history, but know all of the gossip. Worshiping a mystery, never seeing the obvious. Blinded cause their eyes wide open without no vision. Talking unity, but we only practice division. Stop talking unity, but we only practice division. Look, what's strange is though times change, this full circle. Trapped inside these cycles of pains that still hurt you. Stop living for attentions in vain with no virtue. Be royalty, recognize color they call purple. Red and blue, recognize color they call purple. Me and you, recognize color, we all purple. Stop living for attentions in vain with no virtue. Be royalty, recognize color they call purple.
The purple color symbolizes creativity, enlightenment, and ideas. You have all of these qualities when your aura is purple. The purple color is associated with the divine. When there is an increased amount of purple in the aura, the mystery becomes a part of life.
And most of y'all confused by these contradicting religions. You never understand all this knowledge without the wisdom. We living in a world that's corrupt with all of its leaders, with sheep's clothing, wolves turn lambs into believers. I woke up to a dream from my nightmare's reality, to find that everything I believed was all fallacy. So now I reevaluate truth to find fiction, and know that it's the name of the truth that's now missing. To search and find it, you grab a shovel and start digging, cause the lies only prove that the truth remains hidden. Blinded cause your eyes wide open without no vision. Talking unity, but we only practice division. Murdering each other, but claiming that it's the system. Commit hate on each other, but always claiming we victim. How we expect them to change if we make bad decisions? Maybe we should change within us, fuck if they listen. What's strange is though times change, it's full circle. Trapped inside these cycles of pains that still hurt you. Stop living for attentions in vain with no virtue. Be royalty, recognize color they call purple. Red and blue, recognize color they call purple. Me and you, recognize color, we all purple. Stop living for attentions in vain with no virtue. Be royalty, recognize color they call purple.